Yeah, what's going on, party people in the place to be? I go by the name of the BK Apologist, transmitting all the way live. New York is the city, Brooklyn is the borough. What's good? What's popping? It's Friday night, and of course, as we always do at this time, we just chilling, laying up by the bodega, and I got my peoples with me. So I'm gonna start off with my man, all the way from the D, Apologist in Detroit. What's good? What's popping?
What's good, man? Sugar, salt, salt. If we don't get off, it ain't my fault.
That must be a Detroit thing. That must be a Detroit thing.
That is a classic Detroit thing.
Wow. That's what's up. Then, of course, all the way from Dayton, never play, hating Ohio, we got the CMB, the ambassador. What's good with you, fam?
What's good, y'all? Glad to be here in the bodega. Welcome.
And of course, we got the party people in the place to be. We got Warrior Woman on the check-in. We got D New on the check-in. We got my guy Isaiah Braxton in the building. You know what I mean? Of course, we got my fellow brother in the tribes, Mr. Phil Fox. You know what I mean? Got the native Indians in the building. You know, of course, I rep that too because I'm Taino, and Tainos come from the Arawaks, so I'm with that too. You know what I mean? So. Who else we got up in here? Who else?
Mr. Fox, what time is it?
Because we got the man, the myth.
You are playing that game?
Nah, that's before my time, bro.
Are you serious?
or it's a Detroit thing. I don't know.
What time is it, Mr. Wolf? That's what we heard.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what that is.
It was a game. Like all the kids stood out in the street, and everybody yelled, "Mr. Fox, what time is it?" And then he would give a time, and then everybody get to take that many steps. And it's almost like you're trying to get close to him.
Nah, bro, that's a Detroit thing. In New York, we play Cocolivia. Have you played Cocolivia? Cocolivia 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wow. How about you in Dayton? Nah.
No. We played stuff like that, but we call it Mr. Wolf. What time it is?
Wow.
But it was the same way that I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
Because like you take so many steps. If he says like 3 o'clock. You take 3 steps. Right. You try to take as close to him as you can without him catching you, whatever the case is.
Because he has to turn on to say the time, and then you got to tag him at the end.
Yeah. Nah, we didn't play that in New York.
Yeah, y'all had buses trying to run y'all over in New York, though, so that's what it is.
Oh, you a funny guy. You're a funny guy. What up, brother Brian? What's good? Mr. Context
good, man.
In the building. We got Thomas White.
What up? OH, my man. OH.
Yes, sir. Now, we play Cocolivia is basically teams of tag, right? So you have one team that had to capture the other team. And the way you capture someone is that you grab them, and if you go hold them while you say Cocolivia 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you capture them, and then you put them on what's called court base, right? The people that you capture, you put them on your base.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got to protect that base because all it takes is for someone from that team to come and tag that person, and you free them.
Right. Was it like a line in the middle, and you're
no lines
on your side? Okay.
No lines. You could like if you got a lot of people who are in that jail, you can extend outside with they hold hands and extend so that you could tag. Then if you tag that one person, everybody that's connected to you is free as well.
Right. But my thing was like the way we played it was there was a line. Like if your team was on this side of the line and their team was on that side of the line.
Nah.
And so they have to run on your side. You can only tag them when you're on your side of their side of the field.
Yeah. Now, I was a big boy too. I still play tag though. It was all good. You know what I mean? We played Cocolivia and we played Monster Tag. I don't know if you guys ever played Monster Tag. Monster Tag is one person is it, right? But then when you tag someone, they're it as well, and then both you guys continue.
And every time you tag somebody, they join.
Right. But it got crazy when it's like 10 people versus one guy. But then you add we're doing it in a project building. Right. So you don't know. It's like a zombie film because they can't. The person that's caught can't tell you that they're caught.
Right. Oh yeah, I played that before.
But the elevator opens up. You think so? It's one of your people's. They tag. Then you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see D News said British Bulldog. We played that in Toronto too. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Oh, that's a Canadian thing. I don't remember. British Bulldogs were wrestlers.
That's what I think when I hear that term.
Davy Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid.
That's true. Big boys had to learn to run and how to shake too, because it wasn't that fast. So our stutter step had to be crazy.
I was a small guy, so I was fast as lightning fast, man. I used to beat people. We used to race barefoot. We'd be like, I'll race you to the block barefoot.
That happened in Puerto Rico. Like people would run, right? But when cats got serious, it's like, oh, you gotta challenge me? Then the sneakers came off. Like, oh, we're gonna run for real now.
Right.
Real.
Yeah.
I've climbed.
That's right, Ricky Bobby, shake and bake. That's right.
I've climbed chain link fences barefoot.
Oh, you wild.
Yes.
You wild.
That's crucial, man.
Yo, wow. How did we get into this ill nostalgic
the Bodega, memory lane? What else are we talking about?
Yeah, right? I mean, this is what you do in the Bodega, right? I mean, this is really it.
Yep.
Used to hate you fast guys. Sit on you. Oh,
Mr. Flo, on his bone crusher.
I'm almost 50. I'm 45, right? I'm still fast as a deer, man. I play full court basketball, and all the guys my age can't keep up with me. They always put a younger guy on me because I am fast still.
You could get legit clothesline, man. You must live in the rough part of Canada.
Right
the heck?
That's facts right there.
The trade-off is I have really small hands, so I can't palm the basketball. So like finishing, like if you can catch up with me, you'll probably be able to block my shot because I got these small hands. I got Whopper Jr. hands.
Thank you, Warrior Woman. It's a slow climb. It's definitely a slow climb, but thank you so much. But it's thanks to people like yourself and D-New and Phil Fox spreading the good news, I mean, also the gospel, but the good news about me spreading the good news, right? So I can't do it without the party people in the building. So, you know what I mean? So thank you guys very much.
And hello, everybody. I saw a bunch of you guys say hello to me earlier, and we were talking about other stuff. So hello, everybody.
My favorite memory of playing, slow and steady wins the race. You got it. What up, Jay? What up? So my favorite memory of playing tag was, it's the young kids, right? But then you got the older generation, right? And they were hanging out by the bodega, right? But they were all hustlers by this time. They were all selling crack, right? Because this is the 80s now. So crack is killing the game right now, right? So they started having a conversation about back in the days, like what we're having right now. They got all nostalgic for some reason. And they're like, yo, let's play monster tag. Now, mind you, these are dudes in their mid-20s now. We're 15, 14 years old. They come to us, it's like, yo, let's play monster tag. I'm like, for real? Like, yeah, let's do it. So we played this amazing game of monster tag with all the crack dealers. They stopped selling crack for the evening, all of them. There was like 8 of them. They stopped because they got so nostalgic. And they missed their childhood. Like all of a sudden, they wanted to have a second childhood that night. So us and the kids, we play against them monster tag in the project building. Time of my life.
Wow.
Time of my life.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. We try, bro. We try to give them that insight, man.
My Words with Friends buddy Lisa J is on. She can spell, y'all. I normally kick everybody's butt at Words with Friends, but she's been giving me a run for my money.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm gonna have to challenge you on that one though. So well. If I had pearls on question right now. That's what
the gauntlet has been thrown. What's this? Wall ball? Does anybody know what wall ball is?
Wall ball.
You gotta unpack that for us, sir. I don't know what wall ball. Is that like off the wall? Or some kind of handball, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you guys ever play suicide?
So
how do you play that?
All right. So you play it in a handball court, right? Uh-huh. And it's always good to have like a good 10, 15, right? Mm-hmm. Someone throws a regular handball against the wall. It bounces wherever it wants to bounce, but you got to catch it with your one hand. If you bobble it or you make an error, you have to let go of the ball and you got to run to the wall because the next person grabs the ball and tries to hit you with it.
Yes.
Now, if they try to hit you and they miss, they got to run to the wall.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's wall ball. All right, Tyler.
Is that wall ball? Is that what you that's wall ball. Okay.
I played.
Right. Yeah, we called it suicide in New York.
Whirly ball. So I didn't think you guys had
handball courts. Stop playing.
No, because like whirly, like we play whirly ball, which is volleyball on a what's the name ball court. So like you can hit the ball off the walls and everything. Makes it
that sounds like highlight.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'm a handball pro in my own mind. Well, all the Puerto Ricans. That's where you found all the Puerto Rican Dominicans in the courtyard. They were all by the handball court. You know what I mean? So with the Italians. So
good times.
I haven't thought about that in a while, man. Ugh. My man would come out with the big ghetto blaster, but he would have a towel to put underneath because it won't drain the batteries as much, which is some weird ghetto technology I didn't know that you could, because gravity would drain it would drain the batteries from your radio. So he would put this thick towel to slow down the process. It was some hood science. It worked though. It was.
You had one of those big 4 tape decks.
There you go. 92 KTU. You know what I mean? Carlos de Jesus. You know what I mean? Dodgeball. Yeah, we played, but that was more of a school thing for us, Dinu. We never really played dodgeball in the hood.
See, I was one of the benefits of being a youth leader for many years, where like I played these games well into my adulthood. And, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm ambidextrous, so I'll get you with the left or the right.
There you go.
Nice. And we play two-hand touch football, but like the most aggressive two-hand touch you've ever played in your life. Like dudes with dislocating arms playing two-hand touch.
Yes, sir. That's how you know you did it right.
Did you ever play pick 'em up, mess 'em up?
Now, what's pick 'em up, mess 'em up?
It's like
that sounds like gang culture, bro. What's going on, man?
It's like football, and you throw the football up in the air, and it either somebody catches it or it hits the ground. Whoever picks it up, they're running for a touchdown, and that person gets tackled, and then the ball gets thrown up in the air again. So it's basically one person, and you got to run from one end of the field. It's not usually a full football field to the other end where you can score at, and you get.
That sounds like lonely rugby. That sounds like very lonely rugby.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm glad we're having a good time here because I mean, let's face it, the world is crazy right now. I mean, but between the Rona, then you got killer hornets now coming in, right?
Yeah.
Then in the East Coast, supposed to be like this. They're supposed to be like this chill warning, freezing cold tomorrow for like a good chunk of the East Coast. It's like I don't know, man.
Man, it was like 50 degrees, sunny. People was cutting their grass, and it started snowing this morning. I took a video on my Facebook page.
It's wrong.
Far Rockaway. Let me tell you something about Far Rockaway, Queens. The name is appropriate. Cause that joint is far. My guy.
Ain't close to nothing.
It's not. Dude, you get on the regular A train, right? And you just keep going. And there's not a lot of train stops. It's just each train stop is like 20, 25 minutes.
Oh my
and there's this small patch of land, and in either side is ocean. And and sometimes if you're on the train, if it's like a big storm, you see the waves. Yo, it's Far Rockaway is far.
There you go.
Liza, you can blame Alfredo for me messing your name up because I always hear him call you Lisa, and that's why I assumed it was.
I apologize. I was wrong.
It's Alfredo's fault.
It's my fault. No.
That's
facts.
right.
It's facts.
Everyone blew this man.
Dodgeball in the hood. Nah, it would be brutal. Nah, that's facts. They would aim for the neck. Oh, headshots.
Yeah,
that's it.
In Detroit, we had like sometime in like the early 20s, they planted a bunch of fruit trees. So like all around Detroit, it was like plum trees, cherry trees, apple trees, pear trees, just trees, fruit trees all around Detroit. And in summertime, we would have like fruit fights where we would like throw like fruit at each other, like a hard, unripe pear. We throw it at each other, man.
Yeah, but to tie this into Bible study though, right? Because what we're seeing here is context, right? We all play similar games, but they're called by different names though. And if you don't know the name, if you just hear the names, you think it's totally different things. Mm-hmm. But once you dig a little deeper, you say, oh no, it's the same game.
Yeah.
Right? So in our Bible studies, like sometimes we hear certain words and we think, well, it must mean this because it means this in this culture. Mm-hmm. You know, like for instance, the word repent, right? A lot of times people want to do a gotcha verse when the Old Testament says God repents, right? So it's like, you see, if God repent, that means he was in sin. It's like, no, that's not what the word repent means. It just means, like in the Greek, it's metanoia. It means change your mind. But the connotation, right, for us, when we think repent, it's, oh, you're repenting from sin. We're like, no. That's not what the definition is, right? Context. So we take our sport a little too seriously. Now, in America too,
yeah,
people are suffering right now because there's no baseball. You kidding me?
Yeah. Watching one dude was talking about he watched a football game from like 1994 recently. He had it on tape.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Where'd you find a VCR? One.
And it still works too.
Right. Oh man, it's crucial out here, man.
But
either of you, just before we get into anything, so either of you break dance?
A little bit. I could still pop and lock. I could. My floor work wasn't that great.
See,
I'm a big guy.
I used to be able to do the spin.
Really?
I got the head down while I was spin on my head. Yeah, I was a smaller guy.
I could do the snake. I could do the snake. I did a little footwork. I could do the spin a little bit.
There you go.
But the windmills and after that, I couldn't do anything else. You know what I mean?
I have more core strength. Yeah.
Right. But I'm a house music guy. I get busy on house music. Like deep house.
Little known fact, back in the 90s, Wendy's used to have buffets in Detroit.
Oh, so wow.
Not only do they sell burgers and stuff, you can go there and get tacos, all type of stuff on this buffet. You pay like,
it's not true, man.
It's
not true.
Right. And so then they would have these contests, these dance contests. This is back when MC Hammer was out, right?
Okay.
Right. So like, I won a dance contest at a Wendy's back in the 90s.
There you go.
Crazy. Phil Fox got jokes. BK showing his moves on TikTok. There is no dance videos of BK apologies. Do not listen to Phil Fox. That is propaganda and slander, sir.
Listen, whoever has Photoshop, make it happen. I'm just saying.
That's true.
I got $1 for you right here. I will cash app you $1 if you do that for me.
Yo, I would pay good money to see Brother Brian do the Usher spin. We all should just put up money just to see that. That's amazing. So the moonwalk is my move.
There you go.
Yo, this really feels like a bodega right now. So we just chopping it up. It's crazy. Nah, they take you. Yeah, pop and lock all day. There you go.
There you go. The robot. I see you working.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into house music. I'm still into house music. I love house music. Of course, salsa, merengue, bachata, all that. I got a decent two-step.
There you go.
I won't embarrass anybody if I get on the dance floor. So,
good stuff.
But we're gonna continue with the fun because it's funny, right? In the wonderful world of the internet, people, we're all in the internet, we're all in these different Facebook groups, and a lot of them, there's vigorous debates, right? Especially towards us believers, right? And people, like to really attack us with memes, right? Yeah, house music. Also, Latin freestyle. I don't know if you guys know what Latin freestyle is.
Mm-mm.
just to divert for a minute. Latin freestyle is basically, all right. You remember Planet Rock? That's the song, but right. So imagine that with some strings and songs about unrequited love, and that's basically what Latin hip hop is.
Oh wow!
It's like electronic, emotional music.
So okay, in my mind, the first song that popped in my head was Mark Anthony's "I Need to Know." Is that too much?
No, but his first break was he had a cousin named Sapphire. She actually got signed first, and she was a big Latin freestyle star. And on his very first single, what was it called again? This is before he became like who he is now. Sapphire, his cousin, did vocals for him, backup vocals. So, but I'm talking about all right, Let the Music Play by Shannon.
Oh yeah, Let the Music Play.
It was that vibe, but with Spanish and Italian people singing. And it was all about I lost my love and true love and the same music topics like country music usually tackle, but with an 808 beat. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was big on that now.
That's dope.
So anyway, so back to what I was saying. So this is great. Wait, how about reggaeton? Now I like the reggaeton. I didn't like the reggaeton when it first came out because all they used was the dembow rhythm.
Same thing. Yeah.
It's the same thing. I couldn't stand that. Now it's developed. There's more some harmony. They change it. So now I'm cool with it. There's actually some really dope Christian reggaeton. There really is. And gospel house. I mean, dude, gospel house is amazing. I know people who are straight atheists that listen to gospel house.
Wow.
I remember you told me about that a while back.
Just that amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's, I mean, we're just getting into music for now. So, like, what's great about being a believer now, it's funny. My daughter ain't seen my movie, I tell you. I mean, we live in such a great time because as believers, you know, we have these amazing sanctified alternatives to these genres that either rival or surpass the secular world now. Like for hip hop, I remember when I first listened to Christian hip hop, that joint was trash. Garbaggio, like the gospel gangsters. I'm sorry, them dudes gotta go.
Gospel gangsters was not that bad.
They're trash, doing drive-bys and demons, and I'm like, what's that? Like, that was chill.
Okay, but I'll Be Good. They won like one hit wonder. I'll Be Good. That was hot.
And then, and I might get some flack for this, unpopular opinion. I couldn't stand DC Talk. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
What was that? That was not hip hop. I'm sorry.
Some of their stuff was decent. Just a couple of their songs were pretty decent.
I couldn't listen to that for a long time.
Me can't wait. Right, Thomas. They were trash. Tell them something.
No,
I tell you,
man, DC Talk was decent, man.
No,
the first
they get a pass because they're talking about the gospel. That's it.
Right. The first gospel hip hop artist I ever liked was, funny enough, the Cross Movement. You know,
Cross Movement was good.
Right, and so they were cool. You know what I'm saying? And then same thing with like the Ambassador. That guy had bars for days. I couldn't get enough of it, man. And it was a lot of it was theologically so rich. It really helped me come out of what I was in before, you know, as far as like church and stuff like that, man. So that was really something for me, man. I really enjoyed that. I still listen to a lot of that stuff I got on YouTube on my playlist or whatever. So some of the Christian hip hop nowadays is way better than it was. But for a while, then I could only listen to those guys, and even then, I had my favorites in the group. So, you know.
Don't worry about Warrior Woman. I think we all have those things. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna judge you. This is a safe space. All right, safe space.
Safe space.
That's right.
Yeah, Cross Movement. Yeah, because like of Trip Lee, Lecrae, you know what I mean? It's like these dudes are just as good as these cats on the radio right now.
Man, one of my favorites.
Man, Swoop Cinema. That's like he from Akron, I think. Swoop. His album Cinema, man, that's one of the best. That's one of the best rap hip hop albums I've ever heard. It's about our relationship to sin. and he uses an analogy of sin being a woman and it being an adulterous relationship, and it is fabulous. The dude got bars. He's our age, so all his references are from like it's like it's so good. Cinema is like, I listen to it. You can listen to it from start to finish, and it's amazing.
You guys ever heard of the Tunnel Rats? They were like some super underground backpacker Christian dudes. They were called. It was a collective. It's kind of like the Christians' answer to the hieroglyphics.
I remember.
Okay, there you go.
Did anybody ever heard of the Tunnel Rats in the Phil Fox is funny. Oh, he old. Funny guy. Peanut Gallery. Anybody ever heard the Tunnel Rats in the chat? They were super Christian backpackers. Nah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
hot right now.
Huh?
No, I'm saying who's hot right now as far as like Christian hip hop. As far as I can tell, man, Bizzle's all right. But Dayton out of GOM, he is that dude got some bars for real.
He's short dude, right?
Yeah, he got that.
Yeah, he gets busy.
He's the truth, man. I like
Seven. Seven is dope.
Yeah, Seven's nice. Yeah,
Seven is dope. He can sing too, like crazy. Yeah, sings really well.
I know he's a little controversial because of some stuff that just around him. But I dug Christian Gray's music too. At one point, like it was a bunch of dudes that were on this like small label, and Swoop and Christian Grey were both on that label, and those dudes were just fire, man. Odd Thomas is I think Odd Thomas is like super talented.
Odd Thomas is cool. This guy, Isham Burgundy. Yeah, I heard of this dude. Yeah, no, he got bars. He's nice.
What's his name before he deconverted? Jay Givens. That guy got bars.
He converted? I never heard that. He deconverted, not unconverted.
He basically apostatized. I mean, he's I think he's open homosexual now. So
oh wow,
he apostatized. But that dude, like when he was like doing straight Christian music, that dude got bars, man.
You guys ever heard of a guy named Theory Has It? So he used to, I don't know if he's a Christian now, but it was weird. He's been open about this. He had like an affair, and the church threw him out, and he raps about all that, and it's amazing.
Oh wow,
it's amazing. But he's definitely going through it. But that Theory Has It. Plus, he makes beats. Like, dude's an amazing beat maker. So
it's dope.
Yeah, he's from Cincinnati. Thank you, Thomas.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Theory Has It was dope, bro. He was super dope. Yeah, Theory Has It. That's it. Thomas knows.
Yeah. I would have you guys ever heard of Tony Tillman?
No.
Yeah, and I know she's not in here, but Karma Crunch, he's from Arkansas, so I figured she might know him, but she's not in here tonight, man. But yeah, he's pretty dope too, man. Another person in the chat that's usually here, Don, he turned me on to him a couple years ago. He got some fire too, man. I like it.
All right, cool.
Good stuff. Tony Tillman. Yep.
But I mean, there's gospel salsa now. There's gospel merengue. I just been listening. There's a YouTube channel called, I think, Gospel Hydration, and it's lo-fi alternative Christian music. It's really, really dope, man. Really, really dope. So it's a good time to be a music lover and a believer. It's like you don't really have to compromise. Like, well, I gotta listen to this because they talk about Jesus. Right. Like, no, this stuff is dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to Warrior Woman, Spanish reggae, Spanish trap music, off the chain. The Spanish Christian trap music, oh my gosh, them dudes, like they figured it out. They figured it out. Like, this is the aesthetic, this is the vibe. Now we're just gonna speak the gospel through this aesthetic, and it's authentic. It's 100% authentic. Titus 2 is in the building. What up?
I struggle with trap music, man. I still have not heard like a song by a trap artist that I felt like that connected with me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I like lyricists. Like I like
Oh, me too. Trap is more about the aesthetic and the sound. Yeah.
Like J. Cole, somebody that can like just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, sure.
Man, it got smart. And he's creative, man. Say some real stuff too, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely nerd rap all day. You know, Rascas and hieroglyphics, and Fun fact, Casual from the hieroglyphics. I don't know if you guys know this, but he's part of the Amin Ra squad over there in the conscious community with Ankh, the God Killer. I don't know if you guys. Casual from the hieroglyphics from Social Mischief.
You told me that. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
Casual is part of the Amin Ra squad.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you told me that. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Because he also goes by Smash Rockwell. That's usually the term they use over there. But it's Casual. You know? So yeah, Titus 2, everybody make sure you peep her most recent video. I think it's most recent video about that pastor that was twerking with his wife.
Oh man.
Which, I mean, if you're married behind closed doors, you know, it's all good. You know what I mean? That's fun, but yeah, maybe you shouldn't go on the gram with that. Yeah. Especially when you're a pastor. Right? So
Miss Titus should become a comedian, man. She got that dry
I love it.
Delivery, man. She should be she should go into comedy.
Saved by grace, not by twerks. That's a t-shirt.
That's right.
I might have to steal that from you and give you some commission. I don't know. Saved by grace, not by twerks. So yeah, that's hilarious. So the pastor was a whole mood. yeah, man. That's that. Yeah, Titus 2 got that deadpan humor, definitely. Definitely.
Her delivery is like spot on, like.
But speaking of humor, we're gonna keep the humor going actually, because actually, let me share my screen. All right, so of course, you know, we are Bodega, so it's already right. We have that posted up. I definitely went with some futuristic anime type characters chilling by the bodega, because you know we're all things to all people, right? So
indeed.
Yeah, I'm feeling the love. Of course. Now you're great. Your channel is amazing, and I mean you definitely have your own lane, man. That's the thing I respect the most. It's like no one's like Titus 2 at all in our community. So much love to you. Yeah, gospel hydration. There you go. Thank you. That stuff. They got different playlists. They got alternative music. They got house. They got lo-fi Christian hip hop. It's yeah, man. It's really dope. Thank you for the alley-oop there.
All right.
So yeah. So you know, so when we're in these different groups on Facebook, you know, people like to come at us, and they like to come at us with that what we and CMB have entitled meme scholarship.
Yes.
And when me and Colin first got into the whole internet stuff, one of the first videos we did was the debunking of meme scholarship, which we'll be bringing back soon. It's been some years, but now, you know, we both know how to use the technology a lot better now. So before it was kind of brutal, you know what I mean? Yeah, those Facebook group convos can be brutal. And they love using these memes to attack us, right? And all sorts of different ways that we don't love people, that somehow we're anti-Black, right? And, you know, I'm a big fan of debunking these memes, you know. Ask Colin, you know, I actually have what's called a clapback folder on my desktop with counter memes. It's called, and I call it, my folder, it says clapback folder. And I have counter memes with actual sources where I cite the sources, I'll show you the cover of the book, similar to the slides you see in my presentations. Because these guys keep regurgitating the same talking points, I've developed a library of counter memes. But sometimes you don't even have to counter meme, right? Sometimes you just got to do a Google image search, right? So
there you go.
That's one of my favorite things, because they'll show you a meme, but they don't even know where. Yeah. Back apologists.
I know where you go with this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is a recent debunking, right? So hold on for a minute. All right. So what I'm talking about, this is a relatively new thing that I saw, right? And it says, look at the wonders. Chill, don't spoil it.
Oh man.
That was a good one, man. I died laughing on that one.
So as you guys see here, right? It's kind of small, but it's Thomas White is funny. Get your PhD in memoryology today for 3 easy payments of $29.99. So some of you already know where I'm going with this, probably, right? Lala, man. Yeah, she was there for that too. So the meme says, look at the wonders our ancestors left behind for us. Stone can't be changed. Paper can. Dagger to the Christians, right?
Mic drop, son.
Mic drop. Bang. I win without even trying, right? So I saw this, right? And first of all, none of us here are anti-African. So this person tried to post this saying that somehow this hurts our feelings because we're so anti-African. I'm like, no, we're not. We love everyone, including the motherland, So,
right.
But I was looking at this. I'm like, this looks too new.
Right.
That looks very fresh and new, right? So I copied the image and I did a Google search. And lo and behold, it is kind of new. This is from the Theme Park Insider. It is the Revenge of the Mummy ride, right? It's an indoor roller coaster in Universal Studios Singapore.
Oh man!
Oh, but I got a better look, right? So you're like, well, I don't know, maybe Okay, well, hold up. How's that?
Yeah.
This is the entrance to an indoor roller coaster in Singapore. Not Egypt, not ancient Kemet, right? But just in case, this doesn't help you, right? There's the actual sign, Revenge of the Mummy. Right? But maybe, someone quickly did that just to be faced with, okay, great. I have a video. I have a video.
It's so authentic.
So hold up. So because this has video too. This is gonna hurt. So hold up. I gotta redo.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
All right, here we go. I think this has sound as well. Share audio. Okay, cool.
Oh man.
All right. All right, here we go. And here we are, walking to the attraction. I mean, it's well done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course, that is authentic ancient commissions.
Oh my god. Oh man. That's a dope statue, but it's not wow. Oh man.
Authentic from ancient Kemet. You see the mummy is still walking around. See this?
With the flat screens, baby. Kemet had it all, baby. What you talking about?
Well, of course. We ripped it off from the ancient commissions. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Wait, I thought you said this was an indoor roller coaster. That's not a roller coaster.
Well, they're going indoors soon, I think.
Is it just like a oh my goodness.
Is that a bear? Oh no, that's a hippo. Well, there were hippos in ancient Kemet, so at least they're, they got that part right.
Oh man. Bruh. So bad.
Man, so is roller coaster after, man.
Ooh, a mummy. Ah, there you go.
That's my All right, everybody.
Man.
So the moral of the story is vet your memes.
Goodness.
Vet your memes. And those of you who were on that thread, you know, they
like I didn't follow it completely, but at the beginning, she kept pressing the point like, well, my point is still true. Did she ever like come clean?
Never. Never.
And then I got on her case because my thing is, so you don't think that there's not beautiful architecture in Africa right now? So I started showing her photos of beautiful ancient architecture from Mali and Benin and Sub-Saharan and Ethiopia. I'm like, how come you didn't show any of these?
Right.
Why did you have to show a replica of something from Singapore? But you're pro Africa though. So I'm like,
yeah, she made another.
Yeah, she got mad and called you a clown. Yeah.
I called her out on something the other day, and she just didn't acknowledge it. It was like a blip on the radar, and like I was like, for real? Like normally I try to keep that good rapport with her because I'm trying to get her to like instead of just making fun of her all the time. But
it's just cool people. I don't have it.
Listen, she throws shots at us all the time, right? So it's only fair. That's why I had to do it to her like that. You know what I mean? Turnabout is fair play. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pimp Boy took it to a whole new level when he got hold of it, though. I'm saying if you're gonna throw it, you gotta take it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You definitely gotta take it too. So.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy, man. Hopefully we could get this dude in here, Gianni.
Oh, Gianni.
You know I mean? Yeah. So he could give you his eyewitness account.
All right.
But so yeah, guys, right? Oh yeah, so yeah, those pics. Yeah. I showed her like these amazing photos of ancient African architecture with the colors are still vibrant. It's like it's amazing. Like how come but it's only Egypt you care about, right? You know it's a continent, right? It's not just Egypt.
Right. How many countries?
Oh man.
Right. And it's like we call them Africa.
Right. They don't call themselves Africans. Absolutely.
Just
absolutely.
We don't call ourselves North Americans.
Right. Exactly. So again, the moral of the story: vet your memes, and you guys can do the same thing. When someone throws up a meme, click the meme and press Google image search. You'll be surprised the origins of a lot of these memes. A lot of these guys, will put, like some of these Hebrew Israelites still have like black Jesus, and then you do a Google image. All they did was superimpose a black face on white Jesus.
That's
right.
That's James Amos.
Yeah,
that's all they did. You know what I mean? They get like an old Mormon portrait and they throw a blackface on it, and they're like, "See, how was I?" I'm like,
the BHI one. It looks like JJ painted his dad from Good Time.
Right. Oh man.
Oh man,
that's crazy. But on a whole different topic. Let's see here. Yeah, buddy. So, modern day witches are holding Zoom coven meetings to continue rituals, spells, and the occult.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because everybody's hurting, during the coronavirus, right? So they're getting hurt too. So they're continuing to cast spells somehow via Zoom meetings, right? So it says here, Patsy and Paul B, who own and operate Artists and Craft, a brick and mortar witchcraft shop in Hartford, Michigan. Shout out to Apologies in Detroit. An online ritual for the spring equinox. Witches call it Austria. We chose Facebook Live because people can view the session after the fact. Our spring equinox ritual had over 4,000 views, with many local folks attending. The Order of Ganymede, a group of covens based in Boston, has been using GoToMeeting for video conferencing with members using a creative melange of connection options: iPad, laptop, smartphone, and regular dial-in phone participation. It was a great record feature for a replay of the ritual for others, since we all know that time doesn't matter on the inner planes, says Coven member Steve W., aka Delios, referencing the realm of dreams and what modern witches believe is the liminal space between life and death, like the concept of the fairy realm or the otherworld in Celtic culture. An artist in which in upstate New York says her group is holding sabbats, another word for coven meetings, via Zoom. We each take turns reading things we found in books we've hung onto far too long without reading, she said. Like folks learning new instruments or perfecting their baking skills, the pandemic is inspiring witches to use their downtime productively, with many studying and working to gain new skills. Like this, for instance. So,
is that a man or a woman?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't know, sir.
So, I might have to Austin Powers that one, dog. It's a man, baby.
Not said
it's a man.
It's a man, baby.
That's a man.
My this week, dumb off.
B News like, man, straight up, like, man.
Who knows?
XY chromosome. Oh man, so what do we make of this?
Yeah. I stopped.
It's a whoa, man. You guys are killing it.
I stopped messing with witches after I saw the movie Thinners.
Wow.
Nah.
So internet sorcery. I mean, what do we make of this?
That's a good question. I don't what do you make of it?
Look at what Nate says. What do you call a group of modern witches that nuke their potions? A microwave coven. This dude. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you for participating, Nate. 2D.
Oh man. Yeah, that's wild though, man. I guess when people talk about like energies and all this other stuff, when people say they're sending good vibes and all that kind of stuff, or sending positive energy, like I don't know, does that have something to do with that? Like I really don't know.
Well, positive. I mean, well, sorcery, right? They're getting their powers from a particular source, which is usually some sort of pantheon of demons, right? So I guess you can also do that via Zoom, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
This is a great question for Michael Heiser. I'm curious. I'm curious as to because like ever since reading the Unseen Realm, it's like I have this newfound respect for the Unseen Realm. You know, whereas the tradition that I held to prior to that, I was very dismissive of the supernatural. Now I'm like keenly sensitive as to what's real and what's not. So I would be curious as to his opinion on, is this some modern way that people are still tapping into and interacting with,
that's a great idea. And that's an amazing plug for May 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you will have Dr. Michael Heiser, where we'll be discussing the unseen realm of apologetics. Be there, be square. That was great. That was an amazing alley-oop. Thank you, Apologists in Detroit. That was dope. So, yes, that was, thank you. I try. So, let me see what else we got here. Is there another? Here's another interesting tidbit of information. It says here, Americans far more likely to say coronavirus crisis has strengthened their faith rather than weakened it. right? This is the Pew Research Center. So more people feel like they've drawn closer to God because of the pandemic than not draw close to God. So what do you guys think? Has that been your personal experience by where you guys are at?
Definitely.
Do you feel like people have been talking up God more than before?
My church had prayer on the fourth Tuesday of each month. Now we have prayer 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday at 1:00.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean we picked up on prayer. Now there's a devotion at from 11 to 11:30 every day at my church, and it might have 20 people on it every day. So it might seem small, but when you think like 6 days a week, I think it certainly has impacted the community that I'm a part of. We are further apart, but I don't think we've been more collectively into practicing our faith collectively than we have during this pandemic. So most definitely for me, my experience.
Wow. How about you over there in Dayton, CMB?
It's been either or, I don't think there's much in the middle. I know some people have found, and I shouldn't say either or, that's kind of not the best way to put it, but people that have expressed interest before have been stepping into the Bible study. BK has joined us a couple times on our Thursday night joints, and people are asking really great questions, and they're struggling with the text and going back to the text and really kind of getting into it. But then you have some folks that maybe haven't really been paying attention, to the church as a whole, the things of God, and it's just business as usual. The only thing different is that they can't go out as much anymore. So, as soon as they get the stimulus money, like life as usual, but now they get spent more on days or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's very different. On either way, I've seen some people, like I said, grow closer, and others is business as usual. So hard to say.
Right. No, I mean, I've seen pictures of like different path marks where like their Christian book place sold out. All the Bibles are sold out. So I definitely, that gives credence to what the Pew Research Center is saying. People are trying to figure out what's going on because, I mean, it does smack of end times, right? Plagues. A few weeks ago, Puerto Rico had another earthquake. We're hearing about these bees, these hornets that could kill people, right? Snow in May. It's crazy. Titus 2 said that I actually had an atheist inbox me several months after going off on me on Facebook to chat about theology. He recently lost a family member to COVID. God is using this to get people's attention. Oh yeah, everybody now is starting to think about there's something going on here with the spiritual stuff. And and for those of us who are believers, like we have to take advantage of this. It's like this is an open door. People who are usually hard-hearted to the gospel are now are soft and more receptive. So we definitely got to take advantage, especially now that the whole church is online now, right? Everybody's online. So, which is dope because a lot of our greatest thinkers, they're here now. So hopefully they see what's going on with these, weird guru wannabe teacher guys, and they could come in here and just wash up these dudes. You know what I mean? So yes, it's our time.
I've made more friends, like Christian friends, probably in the last 2.5 months since I've been off than prior to that. Like I've talked to Phil on the phone. I've chatted with a couple other people via like text or like Facebook Messenger and stuff like that. So yeah, like this has been like amazing time. In spite of it being kind of unexpected, for us to be in this situation.
I mean, even prior to that, I mean, look at the chat and look at us. No way would we be together if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah.
Like me and CMB, we became fast friends before we ever. I've actually been in the same room with him once for like a weekend, and that's it. And I've never met Padres in Detroit yet physically. You know what I mean? But we're peoples. Just like the party people in the chat. It's like I haven't met none of you guys. But look how we're interfacing, right? So I think it's pretty dope.
Cool. Yeah, and like I said, when you get back out here to the Midwest, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? When you get back out here, because it's not far to go meet apologists in Detroit. Because I was up there with Chris and some others, several others in Detroit in October, and it was great to meet them and hang out and everything else like that. Thomas White, as soon as all this COVID stuff is out and we can kind of hang out again, I still owe you some lunch or some dinner or something like that. We're gonna kick it, and that's dope, and I think that one of the things that used to freak me out is meeting people on the internet.
And now you're supposed to do that, right? We were always
right.
to do that, right?
Oh, talk to strangers. That's what we would grow. But at the same time, we learn from each other. We can kick with each other and find out that the tie that binds us in Christ. It really is true brotherhood, sisterhood. It's true family. Like what Titus said up here. We truly are family. So it's all good. And just met some really cool people, and just kind of sharing with one another, learning from one another, sharing resources. I don't know how many books you guys turned me on to. Check this out. I'm like, man, I don't have enough time, probably in the rest of my lifetime, to get every single thing. But the amount of resources that are available, and where you don't have to be an expert at everything. I know that. When it comes to ancient Near East stuff, I'm going to apologists in Detroit. If it comes to ancient Near East stuff, I'm going to BK. I'm going to Kemetic stuff. There's all kinds of people that you could pull from, with different ones' experiences, so forth like that, man. So it's been a dope experience being with everybody, getting to know everybody and stuff like that, and kind of where we all have our lanes. So it's really cool.
I finished 4 books in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Like
that time.
Cover to cover, baby.
Nice. To answer this guy, Tyler. Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. And I was shocked. I thought you was bugging. I gotta be honest with you. I'm like, New Jersey Twerk is talking about the gospel. And he is. He's actually trying to defend the gospel against Polite. And bro, Polite was shocked. It's like, you talking about Jesus? And I don't know if you guys are familiar with New Jersey Twerk. He's a battle rapper. So, it's nothing but gun bars and coke sales, right? But this dude was straight up trying to defend the gospel to Polite. So, but what I did, Tyler, so I got to watch the whole video, and I might do a response video to that. But I reached out to Twerk on Instagram, and I told him, yo, my name is BK Apologist, I'm usually used to dealing with people like Polite. So if you want, some help, some pointers to how you can dismantle some of their arguments, holler at me. So I reached out to Twerk. So pray for New Jersey Twerk. I mean, hopefully I get to meet him. Maybe we do a video together. We could talk, see where he's at. So pray for this guy. God might have given me an opening via Tyler Lott for suggesting the video. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. But physical distancing, but spiritual and social connections blessed by Jesus. Absolutely, man. It's like a whole new family I never knew I had. It's super dope. But let me see what else I got here. Oh, how religious is your state? Now, I think I went to I think it's another Pew Research Center, and they talked about the most religious state in America. Now, what state you think that is? What is the most religious state in America? Don't say anything, panel. I want the chat.
Okay.
I want the party people in the chat. Who do you think, what state is the most religious in our country? We got Texas. All right. Who else? What state do you think by far is the most religious in America? Got to be in the South. Okay. But I want a specific, all right, NC or GA. Sister Lala says Alabama. Utah. California? Nah, I don't know about California. Yeah, exactly, Bill. Not California. Tennessee.
That's a great dark horse guess, Liza.
Texas. Tennessee or Utah? All right. So okay, panel, what do you say? CMB?
I was thinking the Mormons, and so I was thinking the same thing that Liza.
So you say Utah? What do you say, CMB?
I was thinking it's going to be Texas, because I'd imagine like they have more churches per capita. But then I'm also thinking, with California, even though we're talking about religion, you didn't say Christian, right? So I'm like, there's all kind of people out there that got kind of
Christian. I meant Christian, right? Christian S. Christian to Jace.
Okay, I'd say Texas.
All right,
I'd say Texas. Yeah.
You was a Mormon in Queens? Is there a large Mormon community in Queens? That's interesting. I know there's Mormons. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she lived in Utah. I don't know. That's ill. Okay. All right. So the answer is Alabama. Tied for first.
There you go. Built for speed.
Tied with
Mississippi, Alabama, and other southern states are among the most highly religious states in the nation, while New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine and New England are among the least devout, according to some of the key measures used to determine levels of religiosity in the Pew Research Center most recent religious landscape study.
Massachusetts is less Christian than Japan, which is really
Whoa. Say that again, B.
Say it again, brother.
Send International. Send International only sends missionaries to places that has less than 2% evangelical Christianity, and Massachusetts qualifies for missionaries. It's the only state in America that qualifies for missionaries.
That's crazy.
So Christians make up 63.4% of Australia's population, according to Pew. Unfortunately, majority of Aussies feel "quote unquote" religion should be kept to oneself.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's big right there. Can you put that back up there, BK, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Yeah. So
this right here?
No. The comment that was just.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Where was? Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So and I think you said a key word there, apologies in Detroit. I wanted to kind of throw something past y'all in the chat and see what y'all think. So he said that that there's less than 2% evangelical Christians, right? And so that particular ministry or organization will send missionaries to, that will qualify, for missionaries, right? So, okay, here's what I've been kind of thinking about for a while. When we talk about evangelical Christianity, right? A lot of people have this idea of what that looks like. But if we're going to go from like the terminology of evangelical or evangelism or the evangelion, the good news, right? By using that kind of a broad definition, aren't all Christians supposed to be evangelical in the sense that we're spreading the gospel? Because Christ did say, "Go ye therefore, teach all nations, and baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit," and so forth, teaching them to observe all these things. So aren't we all supposed to be in that sense? Maybe not the political type of nuance that we and all the baggage that comes with it in America, but in that broader sense, are we not supposed to be like that? What y'all think about that?
I mean, that's the thing again with context, right? There's the connotative way you use words and the definitive way words were originally meant, right? Mm-hmm. And the etymology of words, the history of a word, right? So throughout time, words change connotation, So yeah, evangelical just means to be a messenger, right? To provide and convey a message. And if the message is Christ, then that's great, right? But unfortunately, there's been a very specific connotation that has attached itself to the term, which basically poisoned the term right now for a lot of people.
There you go. There you go. Thomas White, I got it right there. The term was hijacked, and I agree with that 100%, man. Because here's the problem, right? Now that term has been hijacked, then you have earlier when the sister was saying that people believe that religion should be kept to oneself. Well, as Christians, we can't.
Right.
The whole point about being a Christian is to not keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's like, come see a man, who told me everything I ever did, even though the woman at the well was an evangelical, quote unquote, in that sense. So it's like we can't keep this thing to ourselves. That's part and parcel of our religious experience. Our faith means I must share the message of Christ with anyone every creature. So I don't know, man. This is wild, and I hate the fact that it's so that term is hijacked. It is poisoned. It's got so much baggage into it. It's so awful. But yeah, I think that I don't know what other way could we describe ourselves then?
I think that America is the most unprecedented social experiment ever. I mean, and that's because of the population here is massive. Its philosophy is about freedom, and so I just think that like that's a big factor in this. Like historical classic evangelicalism didn't really have a theological view other than they believed that people should be Christians, and so they were like a bunch of like Billy Graham's. He's like the last great evangelical. There was a bunch of itinerant preachers that went around the world at the time and just preached messages, and mass people had conversions and converted to Christianity. And this all happened at the time that the Americas was being colonized. So, America, and then over in America, you had unprecedented freedom over here. In other more established countries, the governments had ruled with an iron fist. Over here, you can come over here and do whatever you want to do, believe whatever you want to believe, and say whatever you want to say. So yeah, that's classic evangelicalism. Classic evangelicalism merged and morphed with fundamentalism, and and then now it's kind of post evangelical, because nobody in evangelical, even people who claim evangelicalism often are reformed people, and they are anti-religious experience. They're anti-walking down the aisle, and that's original evangelicalism. So
yeah, that's interesting, man.
That Pentecostal background started to come back.
Hey,
guys are funny.
I haven't been in church in a long time, man. I forgot what the Hammond sounds like, Get up real quick.
Something was wrong here. All right, hold on. Okay, gotta fix this. All right, so okay, here we go. All right, so as you know, the coronavirus has definitely been, it is the story, right? And will be the story for probably the remainder of the year. And, and New York, we've definitely got hit super hard, and it's affected all of us. I know for me and my church, we've definitely lost a few members from the virus. And some of my members have lost family members. I have this one sister in my church, she lost 5 cousins to the virus. Wow. And it definitely affected me too. I didn't speak about it before, but I guess I'll speak about it now. That last week I lost my job because of the coronavirus. So you pray for me. I work out as a listings coordinator for a real estate company, and of course, if the agents aren't going out, selling property, they're the top people of the totem pole. So if they're not bringing in the money's going to dry up. So thank you, Ms. Titus. So it's weird because I haven't been unemployed since like 1996. So it personally affects me too, and I'm sure it's affected many of us that's in the chat right now. But so the governor, every day he's been doing these briefings, and he's been doing an amazing job, right? But it's funny, right? People are like, oh, he should be president. I'm like, well, I don't know about president. It's like he's just doing his job, which is kind of horrible when the bar is set so low for politicians that when a politician actually does his job, he looks presidential. And it's like, that's not the case. But wow. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So yeah, for me, I didn't want to get all personal about it, but I just wanted to be open about what's going on. Like, it's affecting me too. That's what I mean. So it's not, I don't feel like, it's just you guys. It affects me personally as well. And it's scary because there's these question marks now, right? It's like, hopefully, I got some severance coming. The last job I was in, I was there for a minute. So that's going to help in unemployment and all that. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. But, oh, wow. My wife lost her job. She worked there. Wow. So like, see, we're all getting hit. We're all getting hit, right? So Como said something that was really interesting in one of his briefings, right? Talking about the balance between opening up the state while dealing with the pandemic. Like, how does one do that, right? And he brought up this very interesting comment that I want to share with you guys, which I think is it's a very philosophical and existential question that he asked. And that is, how much is a human life worth? Right? And I was shocked when he said that. It's like, because that's the issue now, right? For most of our states, we're hurting, and from a commercial perspective, right? And unfortunately, our civilization is based on capitalism, right? So if there's not trade going on, if services are not being rendered and paid for, it ruins, But yeah, right. He did call it the beast. Yeah, he called it as the beast. Yeah. It's not a far reach to be thinking end times based on the stuff that's happening today. But for him, as a leader of a state, that's the question that weighs heavily on his shoulders now. It's like, we have to reopen, right? That was never in question. It's how you do it, because no matter what program you use, people are going to die.
Yeah.
There's still going to be some infection rate. So you got to find some weird, morbid balance, right? Of, well, how many people can we afford to lose while we open up the state? And that's just a very dark thing to say, but that's what he has to sit down and discuss with his people, right? And of course, because of that, this question comes up: well, how much is a human life worth? So, for Christians, right? That's a question we always ask ourselves, because we understand the value of a human life, right? Because we believe that we are images of God. So that's never in question for us. But as you see, for the world, it's a serious question. It's like, how much is it worth? So he's saying there's a limit to the value of humans. Well, he's asking, is there a level? So I just want to throw that out there, see what you guys think in the panel. How much, as a Christian, when you see this question being raised, what do you think?
Go ahead.
I
know it got heavy real quick, but I think it's good.
Yeah, the humanity. Okay, we know that we're all image bearers of God. I don't think anybody in this chat would disagree with that at this point, which is good, right? So that in and of itself is important. The issue then becomes, like you said, kind of finding that balance, so to speak. In a sense, and kind of just give me a second to kind of flesh this out real quick. Sure. It's almost like the Ford Motor Company, right? When they knew the Pintos were going to explode, right? If they had a light rear end collision, back in the 70s or whatever, and they're like, well, we can put this out there and we'll see how much trouble we'll have before we have to recall it. We can sell so many, and then we'll recall it and then get them back in, right? That is more of a a mindset that is money driven, right? Because yes, we do have to get back to the way things are in order for the country to run in the way that it's been running and it's kind of set up to run. But then that also begs the question for a lot of different things. For the first part, when this all happened and people were having to shut down their states and so forth, they were saying that they're going to hold mortgages, and some power companies were going to hold bills, and the internet services were like, oh, we're going to give you at least 90 days, don't worry about it, type of thing. And I'm like, wait a minute, if all of the mortgages are being held, okay, for a moment, if all of the bills are being held for a moment, like, what's being lost exactly? I know we said there's productivity being lost, right? But what exactly is being lost? If everyone's, and the stimulus money is coming and all this other stuff, or unemployment or what have you, right? So if people are not going to starve to death, right? People just aren't going out and doing the normal stuff that they do, right? Are we losing anything really, by preserving human life? And me working in healthcare, right? I don't work in life and death situations on a regular basis. It's few and far between because I work outpatient right now for my job, and it's a rare thing to have someone's life at risk, or in a very heavy sense. But in that regard, I don't see it that in that way. And so if someone's going to say, well, we can afford to lose 20,000 people before people start asking questions and being concerned about, the loss of life and loss of productivity, then that's an acceptable risk. I would have to really ask some questions about that. I would really question your humanity at that point, like, I don't know.
Just talking. Yeah, no, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
This is a milk crate issue for me.
Okay. One of the preach. All right.
One of the things that grieves me a lot is how different individuals, and then in some cases groups of individuals, speak about this topic as if in a cavalier fashion. Like, if you've been watching news, here in Michigan, you got a whole bunch of gun-toting folks going to the Capitol, right, and protesting because they feel like this stay-at-home business is an overreaction. And then I have other friends who are often, most of these friends who are kind of piping up like this are often consider themselves libertarian conservatives, and they're all on Facebook and they're always posting videos and they're always.
You could be a libertarian and conservative at the same time? Really?
Yeah, apparently, yes, you can. Okay. But the point is this: is like, I'm like, we're talking about human lives here.
Right.
Like, seriously, why? Like, do you understand the gravity of being responsible for 500 million people? It's like 400 million people here in America, and any decision that you make is going to impact that whole group of people. So you have to make decisions. And I just think that, how significant did they think this issue was for them to shut everything down? Most of these people are rich, own businesses that are in government. You think they want to lose money? I assure you they want to lose money. I can't remember the last time I've seen Nancy Pelosi disappear like this. I don't see her as a person to miss an opportunity to say bad about Donald Trump. So the fact that her and her party has virtually disappeared and it's a presidential election, I think this is a significant issue and we shouldn't take it lightly. And we certainly shouldn't be spouting off at the mouth on social media as if this is some small thing. We should recognize this is about human lives. And I don't think there is no right decision. There is no number that you can point to and say, yep, once we hit that, all you can do is do your best to try to limit and minimize the collateral damage and try to make decisions based on the most up-to-date information that you have. And just go from there. That's all you can do. And there is no right decision. You can open it back up and people start dying. It's going to be a bunch of people complaining. You keep it shut down and people lose their jobs and aren't making this, and people are going to be complaining. So.
To your point, CMB, in New York, Cuomo put a executive order that no one can be evicted from their place until the end of August. Mm-hmm. So you have to worry about, you know what I mean, which makes sense. My question is, okay, so we can't get evicted, but does the rent accumulate? And then when August comes, we got to pay 2 months rent? Like, how does that work?
Right.
And they asked him that. He said, well, we'll get to that when we get to that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah, just want to down. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Phil Fox.
I wouldn't say this is a downfall of capitalism. I think that like people talk about capitalism like it's a sentient being.
It's not. It's not a person.
Like Calvinism. Like I mean, not Calvinism.
You see,
Freudian slip. I heard that.
Yeah.
You know, the problem isn't. I'm convinced that the problem isn't capitalism. I think capitalism. I think that any economics. I think that communism could actually work if it's got good leaders that care about its people. I think that socialism can work. If
now my channel's gonna get flagged. Thank you. You just got rid of communism. Good job, bro.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the problem isn't the political ideological system. The problem is the people running it. If you got a bunch of Bolsheviks, or if you got Mao sitting at the top of the food chain, or Kim Jong-un, then you're gonna have a bunch of people dying because they don't care about people. The problem, I think, in that is us Christians. We're the people who are supposed to be the conscience of the world. We're the people that's supposed to be preaching and living the ethics system and influencing those that are around us by loving your neighbor as yourself. And the problem is too many Christians here in America have bought into this ideology that it's about me. So as long as I give some money to the church, I can build my little palace down here. I got my swimming pool in my backyard. I'm doing good. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Europe. I'm going to do this. I'm going. And the real issue, and the real issue is the people who are running these political systems and these economic systems don't care about their fellow man. That's the problem. That they don't care. And if people could, I mean, if people cared about their fellow man, then society would do better. And if Christians were actually the salt of the earth, like we're supposed to be, that the various countries that we live in would be better places.
Wow.
Just for clarification, I'm not advocating for communism.
Thank you for qualifying that.
Sorry, don't try and clean it up now about this in Detroit. We don't believe you.
Martin Luther King was somewhat of a communist, but again, I think that the appeal of it is that he thought of communism as, hey, it's caring for its citizens and taking care of its citizens, not in the sense that a lot of these countries that
now apologies, Detroit. It's down with Hydra, man. Let me find out, bro.
Yeah, Hydra.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I was just saying, like, the main thing I think, going back to what you're saying earlier, we really just the issue is us. He said it's the people running the system, but it's like you can't trust people, man. Like, absolute power corrupts absolutely, or whatever that the phrase is. It's true, man. I mean, when people get greedy, people get greedy. People, when they know that they can get over on someone else, or they can grab someone else's stuff, or they don't have to work, or whatever the case is, or whatever, man, it goes bad. But like I said, for me, I've seen things work in other ways. Like I said, in Canada, you'll hear that all the time. Oh, the healthcare system is horrible. Well, not really. You know what I'm saying? Sister is talking about Australia here as well too. Every system has their flaws, but it could work if you want to make it work. If you want to make it a political issue, where you want to fight with the other guys, and disagree with the other guys just because they're the other guys, not because the thing could actually work. And yeah, you're gonna have that kind of beef all the time.
You see, Detroit, you're starting some mess, because look at this, man. The commie countries aren't trustworthy. Do you believe their stats? Here we go. Go ahead, Hydra. Go ahead, Cobra Commander. Answer that. Go ahead.
But on a serious note, I think that we miss that. We miss that this country used to have this country, like this country's never been perfect. Lord knows this country never been perfect. A person like me was property when this country got off the ground, was getting off the ground. But there were good things, like the church, like the earliest hospitals were free. They were run by churches. They were benevolent organizations run by churches to take care of people. And now healthcare is one of the most expensive things on the planet. It can bankrupt you. You know, you're trying to just live and take care of yourself, and you go there, and it's like, hey, here's a doctor bill. Like I remember, well, I don't want to talk about that right now, but anyway, I've seen doctor bills where it says, hey, if you didn't have healthcare insurance, this would have been $160,000, and it's like $160,000. I guess that's what 2 weeks in the hospital costs, huh?
Yeah, at least. Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you.
But to continue this whole thing about human life, right? So tomorrow, Saturday night, you know, I'll be on Adam Coleman's The True ID YouTube channel, and we'll be discussing the murder of Ahmaud Arbery and how should Christians view injustice. And you know, it's a very volatile. It's definitely very much a lightning rod topic. And, you know, me and Adam, we're going to be as nuanced as we possibly can, which means everybody will hate us. Because we catch it. Yo, me and Adam, we catch it from both sides. It's like the evangelicals don't like when we talk about this stuff. And even the pro-black people don't. You know what I mean? Because they want us to pick a side. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going to pick Jesus. I'm not going to pick your side. I'm picking Jesus. Like every time. Word. Wow, we're gonna lose all them stubs. Facts.
That's right.
Facts. Because again, you know, anybody can catch it. Anybody who doesn't want to embrace the Remarkable Day, we're gonna say something about that. Regardless of who that person may be. You know, so
see y'all y'all should do that video on my channel because I don't have any subs and they can't lose anybody.
Now, but these dudes are petty. They'll still come back to our channels and unsubscribe, even if it's on yours. You know what I mean? And I saw something, and I'm not going to speak on it too much because obviously I'm going to speak on it with Adam, but I definitely want to give you guys a chance to speak on this topic real quick.
CMB?
All right. Well, the short version, how should Christians view injustice? Christians should view injustice the same way God does. All right. Like, you know, that's pretty much why I boiled down to it. We're just talking about that really briefly on Thursday night. And you know, Jesus, when he stands up in the temple and he reads from Isaiah, he says he found the place where it says the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, you know, and has anointed me to preach liberty to those that are captive and bring sight to the blind, and to preach good news to the poor, and to preach, you know, to serve justice. You know, I think of things like Isaiah 41, you know, where he talks about, you know, fear thou not, I'm with thee, be not dismayed, I'm thy God, I'll strengthen thee, I'll hold thee up, I will by right hand of righteousness. And then he goes on about justice, you know. We look at things like James, and we see things like pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father says, to visit the widows in their affliction, and to care for the fatherless. You know, those are matters of justice. Okay. And that's one of the things that when we're not looking at it from a Christian lens, strictly from a biblical standpoint, regardless of whether or not I'm conservative or liberal, regardless or libertarian or whatever in between, but regardless of anything of that nature, if I'm on the side of anyone other than Christ in this matter, I'm wrong. Period. Point blank. End of story. I don't even want to hear it. We're not going to have that discussion. And the thing of it is, like, and I know you guys are probably going to get into it tomorrow, so I'm not going to take up too much. But you'll have people that will say, "Oh, we're brothers and sisters in Christ," but well, what did he do? You know, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of evidence you might see at this point. And the same thing, we went through this round and round again with, people talking about Trayvon and people talking about Eric Garner, and the names are endless, and it's heartbreaking, to kind of see this kind of thing. But yeah, the short version: how should Christians view injustice the same way God does, the same way Christ told us to? That's it.
Amen.
See him hit it. He said everything wholehearted. Amen. I'm not going to add. I'm not going to repeat any of that stuff. I guess I would just point out that, like, we have to consider data within it's within its context. In the context of most data, when you're dealing with people, is sociology. I have seen in the last month multiple protests where huge number, I think the last one they said was something like 40,000 people or something. That's crazy. Show up on the Capitol with guns. Nobody gets shot. Nobody. And then here's a guy that's just running down the street. And then I can't tell you how many, the Trayvon Martin story, the Alton, what's the guy in Minnesota where he got, and it's just
Philando. Philando
Castile. It's like, how many, to me, I think part of the issue is this country has a subconscious issue with people of color, with minorities, where they, for some strange reason, are afraid for their lives simply because of the color of our skin. And we can't do anything about it. Back in World War I and World War II, when America was racist against Germans and Italians, they changed their last name so that they could blend in, so that no one would know what their nationality was. We can't do that. It's obvious that we're a minority, man.
Well, with enough shea butter, and every day with the shea butter, you could you could knock off a shade or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, that's all bad.
We have to start thinking about this within its proper context, and I think its proper context is looking at it from its sociological perspective, not simply just as raw data. Because to me, it's incomprehensible. Before I even saw the video, I just thought to myself, how do you justify shooting a person under citizen's arrest? Like, what in the world could a person have been doing to warrant getting shot under citizen's arrest? And then when I saw the video, it was just like my heart sunk. It's like, they didn't even give this person a chance. And then all I can think of is all of the cases where people keep getting off. The Philando Castile case, the Trayvon Martin case, where somehow, some way, in spite of something that seems to be obvious, this person was, at the very least, this person was negligible. They were negligent. There's no way it should have ended up like that. That these people just get off.
Right.
Even when they don't get off, like in the Francis Botha case, it's like, oh, what she get, like, it's like 2 years or something like that, 2-3 years, some crazy amount of time. It's like, who do you give time like that? Yes, it was an accident. I'll grant you. I'm not going to even judge your heart. Yes, it was an accident. You picked the wrong apartment. But you made a mistake, and you have to pay for that mistake. It's
right.
messed up when our corrupt mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, is in jail for 20 years for being a corrupt mayor, and people getting off for accidentally murdering somebody after too. That's no sense of justice to me.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So I saw this on Facebook. I'm sure many of you saw this.
Yeah.
Right? It was created by a Facebook group that changed its name. It originally was called Christians Against Google. Now, does anyone find the irony in that term?
Yeah.
To have a Facebook page called Christians Against Google? I mean, are they like, do they use Yes Jeeves as their search engine? Like, what is that? Like, what does that mean that you're against Google? Right?
Yeah.
But the thing here says this is about two God-fearing men were only trying to protect their neighborhood. This area has had a string of break-ins, and this man fit the description and did not comply with simple commands. Our hearts go out to the McMichael family and their time of need. Amen. From Christians Against Google. So I don't know if these people are sincere or they have a morbid sense of humor. And now's the time to get some views and likes, I guess, because they changed the name now. Now it's called Justice for Gregory Travis. Before it was called Christians Against Google. And I guess that wasn't getting enough traction. So
that's crazy. That's even more. It's sickening. I mean, to me, it's like, how do you see that video? How do you see that video and not feel like, okay, maybe this wasn't what I thought it was? That type of stuff is just, man, it's hard to do.
And the issue here, right? The issue with this too is the whole idea. Well, these were God-fearing men, right? So people see this and they're like, see, this is what Christianity is. Right. These guys were Christians, and I know we guys on the chat, we constantly have to explain to people that is not Christianity. So once again, for the slow people in the back, right? Christianity, right? Christ, anointed, the Greek translation of the Hebrew word rendered Messiah. The ity is a suffix used to form abstract nouns, which means expressing state or condition. You add the two, and Christianity equals expressing state or condition of Messiah, right? Once you have this proper definition, right, you can now apply this to anything. So if someone was a pedophile and they were raping little kids and they said they were a Christian, well, now you can say, well, were they expressing a state or condition of Messiah while they were doing that? Well, no. Well, therefore, it is not Christianity. Yeah. You see how it's that simple. It's that simple. So these two men shooting this black man, regardless of where you are politically, whatever, it's not like this is not what the Messiah would do. Simply. So that's my take on that. Yeah. Yep. What would Jesus do? I mean, as corny as that is, but that is the litmus test, though, isn't it? Would Jesus do it? If the answer is no, then it's not Christianity, because Christians are to imitate Christ, right? That's the most simplest definition you can have of the term. So if someone does something that Jesus would not do, then it's not the Christian thing to do, right? You can't sell crack and preach Christ at the same time. Like, it doesn't work that way. Right? You can't, be part of the, of the modern day slave trade, which still exists, by the way, and be like, but I'm a Christian. Like, you can't do that.
Right.
Yeah. So,
as someone once said, a philosophy should never be judged by its abuses. Mm-hmm. And we all know that. We all know that we don't want to be misrepresented, and we all know that we don't always represent the things that we believe in. I mean, that's just reality.
Right. Mm-hmm. Difference for doing it in the name of Christ and doing it in Christ. Absolutely.
100%, bro.
Wow. Who the heck? Leandra preaches Jesus hands out condoms and cigarettes proudly? Who the heck is Leandra
Johnson? Oh, wow. Leandra Johnson. She's a gospel artist, singer. Yeah, and didn't she have to go live a couple times when she was drunk, right? Yeah, so that's like slashing all over the place, and
her fruit speaking volumes for her.
Yeah.
Sounds like a video, Miss Titus too.
Yeah. So I mean, but that was like I said, that kind of thing to me, I don't know, man. Like a mug, right? Yeah, no, it was all back, and just like and again, shout out to Miss Titus too. That video, it was not a good look. So
not at all.
So that was kind of critical right there.
For quite some time now, when I was listening to gospel in the '90s, like Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin was like at their height.
Mm-hmm.
Mary came on the scene and Chris was exit stage left, and
make it happen.
It's like the one that be having her chest out in the videos. I would ask who that is, but I don't want people referring to those videos. So we're gonna keep that in the hush hush.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we got to do. It's like we got to give each other, like, since we all know what everybody's wheelhouse is. I think a great way to expand the community is like if you hear a subject, it's like, you know what, this might be really good for Titus too. Let me hit her with the inbox, like, yo, look at this article. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or yo, Apologies of Detroit. I saw this thing about the classical tradition of the reading of the text in the medieval time. I'm going to give that to him because that's his wheelhouse. You know what I mean?
I can see Miss Titus like,
yes, keep them saved. Absolutely. Let's not refer to whoever that person is because we don't want no one being tempted. But
now that ain't Jesus.
Right.
If I'm thinking about church leadership, I'm gonna holler at CMB. He's a whole pastor out here. You know what I mean? So if I hear anything going on about church and all that, I'm gonna throw it at him. You know what I mean? It's like we all need to give everybody their alley-oops so we can dunk. You know what I mean? So we all can grow together. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be a great thing that we all need to do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because we gotta think about each other. It's like what's good for this person? What's good for that person? You know what I mean? So we can help each other out. Because like New Jack City, right? CMB, we all we got.
All we got, baby.
We all we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's officially midnight in New York City, and this was good. Nice. I really enjoyed it. I hope the party people in the chat enjoyed it as well. You guys were hilarious. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is fun, man. I'm really enjoying what we're doing every Friday night, man. So actually what I need to do, right? We need to do like a ladies' night.
There you go.
We need to do a ladies' night. We need Sister Lala, Titus 2. We need D New. And I'll just sit back and let you guys go. You know what I mean? So we need to figure that out. We gotta do that one of these days, ladies.
You
know what I mean?
Do me and CMB get to be in the comments?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We can do what they do to us.
Clowning. I'm down for it, man.
Hey, I'm a lady. Yes, you are, Dinu. Yes, I was thinking of you. Yeah.
Right.
So
XX.
I'm all the way for it.
You're really doing good if you can convince Liza to go on there.
There you go.
I'm saying, what up, Queens?
Yeah.
Queens in the house. Come on, that'd be kind of dope. Oh, you see, look at this dude, bro. This is not that type of church, bro. I'm sorry. This is not the type of ministry that does that, man. You could take that to Ancient Kemet. You know what I mean? They like that kind of stuff. Right. Someone's gonna send me an email for that.
You just lost 5 subs.
You know what I mean?
Right. Oh man, no.
Give no one no ideas, Titus 2. You know what? I bet you there is a ministry, some weird old ministry that does that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's out there. There's a Facebook group called that.
I'm with Dave Chappelle on that one. Y'all ain't put me in no dress.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Wow. It was one that said she is an evangelist off the pole. She teaches during the day and dance at night. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's enough for her. Not you, Lala, but
that's like where I see like lots of crazy videos of these like African pastors like claiming all type of crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely. So yeah, guys. So in the future, man, we're gonna have Bodega Ladies Night Edition. You know what I mean? So we gotta try to set that up. Look at this. Look at this. We gotta talk. Spill the tea, girl. The tea's piping hot. Oh man. But before we go, man, as always, I definitely want you guys to get your shameless plug on. So CMB, we'll start with you. What's going on in the weeks ahead?
Oh yeah, we're doing the thing on Thursday nights, man, as usual. It's just our church study. You know, we're just finishing up our Trinity series. We'll be done here on the next couple of weeks. And it's been going pretty good, man. BK's been popping in off and on as well too, so I appreciate that, brother, as well. Dropping in nuggets and some gems for us, so that's all good. And then also pray for us as well too. Every pastor that's out there, every leader and such like that. But the state of Ohio is like doing a soft open, and people are wilding out. They've just been cabin fever, and they're trying to get back to what they're doing. They got the stimulus money they're trying to spend. You know, they're trying to ball out like the weekend or whatever they do. But yeah, so we'll be kind of doing a soft open at our church as well too. We have some guidelines that we'll be following with the social distancing and so forth. So just pray for us for wisdom as well too. We do not want to be putting people at risk out here, as well. So and shout out to everybody in the chat as well. So just pray for us for guidance. So we appreciate everybody. Love everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
All right, Dr. Detroit, what's going on with you, sir?
It's been big fun, but it's time for us to run. Bodega audience, did we get off?
Yes, dude. You're gonna have to do Bodega ladies.
Hey, I'm coming out.
I like that. Bodega ladies, that's dope.
There you go.
I'm coming down there to Ohio, man. I need a pedicure. My feet look like a hobbit's. By the grace of God, I've been invited to preach the Sunday morning service at my sermon at my church on the 24th. I'm a pre-record.
Right.
I got all my research done. I just gotta lay down that track, and then send it over, and they'll stream it on that Sunday morning. I'm out.
Make sure you upload it to your channel, premiere it on your channel, bro.
Yeah, I am. I was gonna do that too, and then I've started my rough draft of my outline. Can't see that.
No, we can't.
Yeah, you got for
we
my
trust you though. We trust you.
History of race, slavery, racism in the church, little thing. So I got that outline. So yep, a few irons on the fire. I'm a guest on I'm a virtual guest at a church in Nebraska. Going to be doing a talk on misreading the scripture with Western eyes, a book that I read 2-3 years ago, and apparently made really popular. I probably turned about 100 people onto that book. I should get some royalties.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yep. I'm gonna be kind of talking about cultural mores and honor shame and things like that. So I'll be doing that talk on later in a few weeks also. So yeah, I got a few irons in the oven. I'm back on keto. I've lost like 12 pounds in the last week. Whoop, whoop. I gained a bunch of weight since I've been on quarantine.
Phil Fox, man, stop with the propaganda, man. This guy. I thought we were cool, man. I thought we were fellow tribesmen, man. Talking about my TikTok dance. Oh man, Bodega ladies. So we gotta wait till after COVID so you guys can get your hair did. Dang, that's deep. The struggle is real, huh? The struggle is real. But as for me, of course, as always, I gotta plug The Unseen Realm of Apologetics with Dr. Michael Heiser, May 25th. In fact, those of us who are my friends on Facebook, if you have any questions that you want me to line up in advance for the good doctor, shoot me a quick question. I'm not going to promise that all your questions will be asked, but let's see what happens. All right. So please tell a friend to tell a friend. The Unseen Realm of Apologetics with Dr. Michael Heiser, May 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also getting ready to do a 3-part series on the Sabbath with my man CMB, the ambassador. We're also going to have my man, Servant of Christ Ministries. So we're going to have a former SDA and a former Judaizer speaking about the Sabbath. It's probably the first time that's ever happened on the same channel. And it's going to be super dope. We're going to do 3 parts. 1, they're going to give their own personal testimony. Part 2, they're going to actually teach the doctrine which they came from and then turn around and refute that very doctrine. But then episode 3, we're going to get super nerdy about the Sabbath. Like we're going to get We're gonna get primary sources. We're gonna get Ancient Near Eastern with it. It's gonna be like it's pocket protector and broken glasses time. It's like it's gonna be amazing. So you know what I mean? So yes. Thank you, Queens. Definitely appreciate that. Bodega ladies, man. I like the sound of that, man. That's gonna be. So D-New, I'm gonna have you lead that for us, right? Let me know. You talk to the sisters. Let me know when you guys are ready. You know, she's funny. Primary sources give me the formula. Yes. We all love primary sources. You know, pocket protectors will definitely be in the house, bro. Absolutely. So I definitely want to do the Bodega Ladies. That's going to be super. That sounds like an 80s like R&B group, right? The Bodega Ladies. Right. Wearing like sequin starter jackets with the shelter Adidas.
And the hair down the side.
The salt and pepper joint, the fade. You know what I mean?
They elegant. They more like in vogue.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow. Yeah, you see, now I messed up because Dino doesn't play. Like, she's gonna hold me accountable now. So it's definitely gonna happen. Like, she's gonna email me like every other day. It's like, hey, don't forget the Bodega Ladies. We need pink letter. Woo, true. There you go.
There you go.
That's what's up.
All right.
So yeah, okay. So this was fun. I definitely needed this. I'm sure we all needed this. Take time out from the pandemic and just, enjoy some good old fashioned fellowship and be silly. Doesn't always have to be super deep, even though we did get a little deep today, but, we can have fun, right? There's no reason why we can't have fun in Christ, right? So with that being said, we got CMB, the ambassador, Apologists of Detroit, and BK Apologists signing off. Catch you on the flip side. Peace.